Good afternoon. Could you all take your seats, please?
Good to see you, friend.
Good afternoon. I'm Ginny Sloan, and I'm the president of the Constitution Project. As many of you know, the Constitution Project tackles a variety of important constitutional controversies by creating bipartisan consensus for important recommendations that we then distribute widely to policymakers, to the media, to the public. And one of the most important that we have tackled is this one, the death penalty. Today, our death penalty committee, co-chaired by Governor Mark White, Beth Wilkinson, who prosecuted Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber, and former Florida Chief Justice Gerald Cogan, is issuing its report and recommendations. And we think that you will find them very important and illuminating about this issue. Albert Camus, in Reflections on the Guillotine, said about the execution of one Burton Abbott, "Today, as yesterday, the chance of error remains. Tomorrow, another expert testimony will declare the innocence of some Abbott or other. But Abbott will be dead, scientifically dead, and the science that claims to prove innocence as well as guilt has not yet reached the point of resuscitating those it kills. If justice admits that it is frail, would it not be better for justice to be modest and to allow its judgment sufficient latitude so that a mistake can be corrected?" This statement was written in 1957, and it is just as relevant today as it was then, and it aptly captures the principles that guide the work of our death penalty committee. Before we begin, I would like to welcome the many notable dignitaries who have joined us today, including a number from the diplomatic community in Washington. His Excellency Stephen C. Vassiani, Ambassador of Jamaica to the Organization of American States; Juan Silva, the United Nations Special Rapporteur on Torture; Robert Whiteman of the Delegation of the EU to the United States; and Analia Banfi of the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. And of course, welcome to everyone else in the room. We also have with us U.S. diplomats from 13 countries from Latin America and 12 representatives from European Union countries. We're grateful for your interest in today's event and know how much these recommendations concern your countries and your citizens, as well as those of the United States. This afternoon, to guide us through the report, its recommendations, and its implications, we have a number of truly distinguished individuals. We're joined by Mark Earley, a Republican and former Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Virginia, who is also a member of our death penalty committee. While he was Attorney General from 1998 until 2001, the Commonwealth carried out 36 executions. After leaving public office, General Earley became CEO of Prison Fellowship, and he's now in private practice in Leesburg, Virginia. We're also honored to have with us today Anthony Graves. Mr. Graves is the founder of Anthony Believes, a justice advocacy organization in Houston, Texas. Mr. Graves is the 139th person freed from death row after proving his innocence. He's the 12th exoneree from Texas. Mr. Graves fought for his innocence during his 18 years of imprisonment, 10 of which were in solitary. Remarkably, the state set 2 execution dates for him while he was on death row. Mr. Graves also recently established a scholarship in the name of the woman who helped clear his name. We also have with us by phone, because of a family emergency, Megan McCracken, who is an Eighth Amendment Resource Counsel at the University of California at Berkeley. There's probably no better expert on the Eighth Amendment implications of execution by lethal injection than Megan McCracken. Our discussion will be moderated by Nicole Sprinson, an attorney at Aiken Gump, Strauss, Hauer, and Feld. Not only are we grateful to Aiken for hosting us today, but we're grateful to Nikki and her team at Aiken, who have dedicated countless hours over the last 2 years to the research and drafting of the report that we released today. Thank you once again to Nikki, and also to my friend Julia Sullivan, who's here today, for your incredible commitment to this important initiative. Last, but certainly not least, I want to introduce the co-chair of our death penalty committee, the former Democratic governor of Texas, Mark White, who served as governor from 1983 through 1987, and during that time oversaw 19 executions. We're so grateful for his guidance through this process and for his being here today. Governor White.